Kenneth Lorne Burns has contributed to editing programs by making a type of panning effect. He is an American filmmaker who is 65 years old and was born in Brooklyn, New York. Ken Burns is an author and speaker as well. He won the Grammys for Best Spoken Word Album. Ken Burns made many movies that were about the history of our country, like the Vietnam War and the Dust Bowl. He also made films about athletes like Jackie Robinson. He received his bachelor's degree for film and design in 1975. Ken Burns has won 2 Academy Awards and 7 Emmy Awards. When he was younger, his friend and him decided to make a label called Florentine Films. All the films that his friends and him make are put through Florentine Films. Ken Burns got married in 1982 and had 2 kids named Sarah and Lily. He got divorced in 1993 with his ex-wife named Amy. He then moved to New Hampshire and married Julie in 2003 and had 2 more kids named Olivia and Willa. Ken Burns is an avid quilt collector who has some of his quilts shown at the International Quilt Study Center. Ken Burns is a type of panning and zooming effect that is used in video production and editing programs like iMovie and Final Cut. The effect is used as a transition in pictures. The zooming and panning across photographs gives the feeling of motion, and it keeps the viewer visually engaged. The Ken Burns effect was created by Ken Burns, and he said it came from a different filmmaker, saying that a film can be put like a documentary film. This technique is very popular, that it is the default setting for a panning effect on editing programs like Final Cut and iMovie. The Ken Burns effect is used on a major company. Apple uses this panning effect for their iPhones and other Apple devices. Steve Jobs had to ask Ken Burns for permission to use this panning effect for Apple. Ken Burns had declined on the initial offer. Ken Burns then gave a counteroffer, which gives the equipment to nonprofit organizations. Ken Burns says that the people come up to him to ask how Apple uses the Ken Burns effect. Ken Burns accepting the offer from Apple gave him a lot of more popularity, as people who didn't use editing programs never knew what it was. How to turn off KBE off in iMovie or Final Cut. Once you open iMovie or Final Cut, you will have pictures that are put into Ken Burns effect. This is the default setting for the picture style. On iMovie, you must double-click the picture. This will open up more options for the editing setting. It will show the word style. Next to this word are all the types of styles. Ken Burns is a style that is clicked. You must click fit or crop to fill in order to take off or turn off Ken Burns.